Hello, living in Boulder vlog, April 18th, 2019 on Thursday at 11:52 in the morning. Um, I'm waiting for my Google Earth to get done spinning here. Check it. See how it's just spinning around? It's been doing that for like the last 15 minutes. So this ain't good at all because I did a bunch of work. And I don't know how much work I did, maybe a half hour or something since the last time I saved it. So I'll just let it do that maybe another half hour because I don't want to lose work. I'll just make it my vacation time. I'm watching World War II in color right now. Maybe I'll just relax, clean up my room. I need to clean up my room. But if that does it for another half hour, I'll have to shut down the program and get back to work again. I lost like a half hour work a couple of days ago too, when a bunch of stuff was in the temporary folder and then it crashed and I had to rebuild it. Although this computer doesn't save anymore. For a couple of times when it crashed, it saved the stuff I was working on, and I didn't have to. It wasn't a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation where I had to rebuild it all again. But then it hasn't done that for a long time. It just suddenly stopped doing that. So now when it crashes, you lose everything if you don't save it. So, but I've never seen it do this before, where you just go save and then it just spins around and can't do it, just crashes. You crash the program by trying to save it. I think maybe it happened once before, but it hardly ever happens. And that's my new computer. That's my new Mac. So, oh man, I've wasted more time working with Google Earth than anything because I had to learn these tricks of the trade at the beginning. I'd do all this work and then it would crash and then it would bring it back. Only when it brings it back, it'd bring an old version and then I would work on it and then and then I would save it, which means I'd save over the new one. So I'd even go farther back than I was from the last time I saved it. You know what I mean? Like I'd save it, and then I'd have an hour of work and then it would crash. And instead of losing that hour of work, I'd lose a couple weeks even before that because it just brings up old versions. And it still does that. Like this new computer does that now. It'll bring up, it was bringing up these just old ass files from I don't even know where, some magical place. But I catch it now. I catch it just as a matter of rote. I just delete the shit out of everything, and then I just bring it back whenever it opens. If there's something already there, I have to bring back the file that actually exists. So yeah. So what I'm doing right now, it's a crazy operation. I don't know how I fell into it, but it's just one of those things. I just have to do it. I made 400 mountains and their trips to the mountains from Boulder. And then I had them ranked 4 different ways, like percentage of riding, so that you could know which mountains that you can ride all the way to the top of, or the ones you wouldn't have to ride as much. And then in terms of time, I calculate it in terms of time, like 20 miles an hour on the road, and then like, what was it, 15 or something, 13 on a mountain bike, and then like 6 or something. I have it on my website somewhere for running, and then you just calculate it all, and you have it all calculated by time. But and I had 400 of those just to signify 400. At first I had 300, and then I moved it up to 400, which took some time. I could take it even beyond that, 600 if I wanted to. I was just watching Caligula. They had 600 senators in the time of Caligula, but 400 is, I think, is the 400 is generally the good rule of thumb. Plus 400 is how many people are in the ruling class of China, and probably like 400. Isn't it Forbes 400, the 400 billionaires? So I just wanted to have 400 mountains to signify it, because then in my fantasy world, my Rome, Boulder Rome, I could put temples on the top of the mountains, and then I could have trips to the mountain and back as famous, trips to do in ancient Boulder Rome. I was reading, listening to Plato Dialogues Laws, Plato Laws the other day, 2 days ago, and they were talking about in his fantasy world for like 600 pages. Plato and his buddies are talking about all the laws they would put in their dream city state, and one of the things that they were saying was, between people a certain age, you would run back to a temple that's 60 stadia away, like 20 miles away or whatever, and then you would go there and back, and that'd be a race. And there'd be other temples you go there and back. So I like to get everything from the classic world just to bring a history, make history contiguous, and so yeah, to mimic that would be cool. So that's why I did that, and then also the lines. I did the trips to the top because with mountains you can see stuff a long ways away. I'm doing these 360-degree panoramas, and off in the distance, you can see the line going up the road, and so it gives you a perspective of how far away stuff is, how high stuff is, and it'll help people understand how big certain tribes and kingdoms are, because I'm going to superimpose all that kind of stuff on top of Colorado. But the problem is, all these mountains, it's been taking forever. I got sidetracked with putting image files on my Diogenes. You should check that out. My next project. Then I did a little bit of it on Tacitus Annals, but now I'm working on Plato Laws and my Plato Dialogues book. I'm going to, I should do a Control F, for Stadia, and do image text images on that stuff, and between the ages of and all that kind of stuff, the juicy stuff, and put it on that page. But kind of takes a while. So that's what I'm up to. Hopefully I'll finish these mountains, but what a bummer, huh? I finished the mountains, and then I save it, and it crashes from saving it. And I reinstalled Google just last week. I think it was 1 week ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago. I was on the phone with Apple, and they helped me reprogram my computer and fix everything, do all the fixings for the computer and Google Earth, because Google Earth stopped working on this computer because the adware got into it, virus, and now it's crashing again. So Google Earth, man. Another thing, Google has to be nationalized, because I'm using a private company that actually doesn't like me. They demonetized me, and they don't return my emails, and they made it so I can't upload any more videos on my streaming YouTube anymore. You know what I mean? Even though they're like my biggest fans, every single day, hundreds, 500 people or whatever from Silicon Valley go to my website. So they're just like, they're frenemies. They're my frenemies. Jelly bellies, jealous. So it makes me really freaking nervous, because I spend years and years, 5 or 10 years of my life working 16 to 18 hours a day on Google Earth. What happens if Google Earth all of a sudden is like, you know what, we don't like Kyle, or you know what, we're going to change everything. You know what I mean? Google files that you make on Google Earth need to be able to work forever. That we have a culture of stuff not working forever. We have this flighty culture, like with YouTube. People upload YouTube videos and then just delete their own videos. And now it's gotten so bad that Twitch, the new media website, they don't even let you put any videos on there permanently. I thought we had like 6 different new technologies of storing data. I mean, the whole reason we don't even know our history is because we lost all the data. 95% of the books we know about that were written in the past don't exist anymore. I was reading Diogenes, and Diogenes is a book where he talks about 86 different philosophers from Greece, and then he lists all the book they wrote. They don't exist anymore. So we need to change the culture and make it so that when you upload a video, it stays. And so the way you do that is you make laws that protect people. And then you have to nationalize Google. You have to nationalize stuff that everybody uses and that we need to protect our knowledge. So that Google can't someday be like, you know what, I don't like Kyle, I'm just going to delete all his videos. I don't like Kyle. I'm gonna make it so that Google Earth is designed differently. So all the files he made, you can't use them on anything anymore. Um, that kind of totalitarian dictatorship on the whims of some fucking asshole computer programmer or some Silicon executive. They can't get it. You can't let them do that, man. And I have to say it. I probably will lose my mind and become dangerous to some people if I lose all my fucking work. I mean, that's the beginning of the fall of society right there. Is when you start doing this to people. I mean, my whole life is working on my website, and my whole message, meaning to life, is put stuff on the internet, but you keep it there. We treat YouTube like it's some kind of audition for the chosen few, And then if you don't, you get bullied off, or you get, like me, you get, demonetized, and then you can't even upload videos anymore. Luckily for me, I can still upload videos on my vlog channel and on my regular channel. I can't do streaming videos, but so if we have the technology, we need to use it, man. And same thing with Google Earth, man. If somebody makes the most amazing Google Earth, like Rome on Google Earth, me making Rome on Google Earth needs to trump Google Earth being some asshole's private company that he can just snuff people out just like that. So, yeah, if I was a politician, or when I'm going to be a politician and when I'm old, I'm definitely going to try to introduce legislation to either protect people so that these companies can't just delete your stuff, or just nationalize it and make it so that it's controlled by all these different rules and laws that nobody can touch your stuff. It's like it's like a search and seizure, illegal search and seizure. What's that? The Fifth Amendment. You can't just bust into my house and take all my stuff. Same thing with the internet. We all live on the internet together. You can't just bust into my internet and take all my videos, delete all my videos. I made the mistake of sharing my password with somebody once, and they deleted an entire year of my videos. It was like 200 videos, and it's the culture. We have a culture. And then if you upload videos, you're like some kind of a bad dude, and nobody uploads videos. Everybody's a nobody. The few people who I remember their last names in my life, I just do Google searches of them. They don't exist. Nobody exists. Everybody's anonymous. That's dangerous as hell. We're like one step away from Russia if people start acting like that. And it comes from the culture. So anyways, that's just my rant. Because whenever my computer looks like it's going to crash, and the next thing I start thinking about is, oh shit, they're going to take away the whole program. And then there goes my life. Like my mom the other day was really worried about me. She's like, dude, like you just piss away your whole life. You just sit on a computer the last 20 years. And for what? And it'll be right. For what? If I lose it all, I'm not one of these like Tibetan sand drawing guys who will spend 3 weeks or a month or whatever making these beautiful sand drawing and then just sweep it away and be like, hey, it's the lifestyle. No. You build something to last. It's like what Jesus says in the Bible. You build a house on a foundation of stone. If you build a house on a foundation of sand, you're going to get a culture like what we have, where nobody has a video that's older than on YouTube that's older than a year or two, because people only do YouTube if they're the chosen few. Now it's all chosen few. That's all YouTube is now. It's chosen few. You go on YouTube, it's either somebody with millions of subscribers who they won't comment back because they're too much of a superstar, or it's somebody who just started a YouTube channel like last week and they won't comment because they're scared, and then the next thing you know, they're gone. We're turning YouTube into TV. What happens next? The laws. You're not even going to be able to upload a video. People are going to have to get grandfathered. And why? If we have all this different technology to save all the data, totally retarded. So that's why I do videos every day. Somebody might be like, oh, you're using up our data. No, I have an actual plan. If you're going to go after people who are using up data, go bother people who do pranks on each other and jokes with each other on the street. I mean, that's stupid. There's other ways you can communicate with people. So, or car reviews and stuff, all this consumer stuff. It seems like only 1% of the population actually cares about the health of the planet. So we need people who care. And caring about the planet is the same thing as caring for individual people. It's the same fucking thing. So anyways, that thing is still spinning around. So maybe I'll clean up my room and then I'll get some breakfast and then I'll wait another half hour. And then I'll have to fucking shut down the program and do all my work all over again, even though I had to do it just 2 days ago. It crashed and I lost about a half hour of work. So I probably should have bought a better computer. But I think a really good computer, like the guy in Apple was like, oh, let me tell you about my friend's computer. It does this, it does that. Yeah, man, you're better off with a desktop, not a laptop. And I'm like, oh, wow, how much did your buddy spend on it? He's like, only like $12,000. What the fuck? $12,000 on a computer? I can't do that. But I mean, normally when these computers work. Anyways, I've been babbling for 15 minutes. Yeah, well, hopefully I'll be done with this Google stuff. This is driving me completely insane because I didn't even want to do that in the first place, but it's the mountains. So after I'm done with that, I can then get going on my website. That's the whole reason I started on that stuff, because I was trying to work on my Google Earth Images website. So anyways, that's me talking. Talk to you tomorrow.